Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another weather forecast here by Asian Weather Forecast, and this will be another upload here. On this video, we're going to be talking about a major nor'easter that will bring in heavy snow from Georgia and Alabama all the way up to Maine here. So we're talking a very widespread eastern nor'easter that will bring extremely heavy snow for areas like Boston, Portland, Maine, New York City, more snow for DC, more snow for the mid-Atlantic, and even some snow here all the way down to Alabama and northern Georgia. I may get snow from this, I may not, but if I do, I will have coverage on the snow here in my area. Again, if you guys want to know the timing, how much snow you get, when the snow will start, when the snow will stop for your area, be sure to watch the whole video, and I will keep you guys updated throughout tomorrow on the snowstorm here. I should have a double upload, but if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I do daily content mostly, unless I'm very busy. And as well, if you have any questions on the storm, be sure to put them in the comments, and I'll do my best to respond to them. But without further ado, let's get in the video. So we're going to start seeing two parts in this actual nor'easter. It's going to be kind of two low pressures that connect really with each other. So we have one part of the system where there's nor'easter right here. I know we can't have a nor'easter low pressure develop in the mid-Atlantic like that, or sorry, the mid-Atlantic, the Midwest. But we're going to see a main low pressure coming off, not Africa, coming off the Gulf Coast near the Florida Panhandle. So we already have windstorm watch. It's all the way from upper Georgia into areas like Cape Cod, Massachusetts. So this could be another coastal event. New York City under a windstorm watch. Atlantic City under another windstorm watch there across the New England coast as well to Maine. Massachusetts and areas like Rhode Island. And then we got the watches there to upper Georgia, portions of the Appalachians there, North Carolina and Tennessee, and the Great Smoky Mountains, and as well some watch there across much of the Virginias and back into areas like DC and areas like the Baltimore region. And then the second half of the storm here, where these two low pressures connect, one here, one here. This one's kind of go up the coast here, and then this one's gonna kind of submerge into that same low pressure. So we're talking two systems in one here, which is why it's gonna be so widespread. But some snow right now. We have a few winter weather advisories across portions of the Midwest and the Central Plains there, areas like upper Missouri, areas of northeastern Kansas. Again, Kansas City under a winter weather advisory. Areas in central Illinois like Springfield are under a winter weather advisory. Advisories may stretch into St. Louis there, as well as southern Iowa under a winter weather advisory, and as well as advisories pushing as far west into Nebraska. We do have a few windstorm warnings right now for the areas in central Nebraska where we will be seeing that heaviest snow, but really this is all we have so far right now. A few special weather statements for Tennessee, Virginia, and Alabama, and I do expect some special weather statements, or at least winter weather advisories, to become more widespread into the southeast, like northwestern Georgia, more into northeastern Georgia, and as well maybe even these regions here outside the Appalachian Mountains there in the Carolinas. But let's go ahead and take a look now what the models have to say here. But before we actually do that, again, this is all possible because it's major Arctic blast here. We do actually have wind chill warnings here across portions of the upper Dakota region, northwestern Minnesota, and these wind chill advisories here across much of the Midwest there, including Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, all the way up to the Dakotas and Montana, where we will see negative digits here for wind chills and real temperatures. As well, we have a few avalanche watches here across areas in the Rockies as a result of the heavy snow we're seeing right now and the extreme cold. But let's go ahead and check a look at what we're going to be seeing. Alright guys, so here's now a look at the GFS. This is the new 18Z. Let me actually move it back to where we are. So there you see, we're going to be seeing that low pressure kind of developing off the Gulf Coast. It's going to bring some rain across portions of the Gulf, like areas like the Florida Panhandle and even as well into Louisiana. But here's that system right here. We're going to start seeing a developing in Nebraska and moving to the mid-central United States. And there's that low pressure right here, and then we have another one right here in Tennessee. So we have two low pressures, and this first low pressure, this is going to be the original source for this nor'easter, and then this snowstorm right here, this low pressure, is going to submerge with this system. So it's going to be kind of two systems in one. But this first low pressure off the Gulf Coast will actually bring in some snow across portions of upper Georgia, portions of South Carolina and North Carolina there in those higher elevations. And of course, you're going to see some snow across Kansas City there, much of Missouri into St. Louis, Joplin, areas like Springfield, Jefferson City, I do expect some advisories, maybe even watches to be issued in these areas. And even some snow stretching as well into upper Illinois and eastern Iowa. But there you see these systems do connect here. So here's kind of the second system, this other low pressure kind of right here, and this is the first one here. So there you see it does become a nor'easter. That low pressure will be going up the coast here, and it's going to continue to bring in some very heavy snow into now Sunday morning here. Some very heavy snow across areas like coastal Virginia, the Appalachians there in Nebraska, North Carolina. Some snow across all the way into the western areas like the Midwest there in St. Louis, Fayetteville, Arkansas there, Paducah, Kentucky, as well to Indianapolis. Chicago may get some more snow. Detroit, you guys may get some more snow, and then they completely submerge by tomorrow at around kind of the early afternoon hours, or the morning hours, I guess, around mid-morning here, late morning. So there's that low pressure at 1,002 millibars. So this will be a nor'easter here. It's going to continue to go up the east coast here, and as we do see this cold front here, you can kind of see that high pressure way up there. It's going to bring that cold, dry air across much of the Midwest and Central Plains here. So this is kind of why we'll be seeing the heaviest snow and precipitation kind of more towards the coast, because that's where that moisture will all be there. But there you see some big time snow, and this low pressure will be extremely strong, strengthening to 993 millibars by Super Bowl Sunday here. So could see some extremely heavy snow for New York City there, extremely heavy snow there for areas like the New England region of Boston and Providence, upstate New York, portions as well Pennsylvania, and look at this, then that goes to 986 millibars. So we actually may see some blizzard conditions actually off the coast, may see some really dirty conditions near Cape Cod and near Nova Scotia, but other than that, it should be quite fine. But still going to see some snow in New York City there by Monday morning. It will be very light though, and then it possibly could be a bomb cyclone here. Definitely have to watch out, because it could maybe strengthen to 977 millibars and be an absolute blizzard. Could actually be a blizzard for Nova Scotia here, but again, it has to drop 20 millibars in under 24 hours here. So this is now 42 hours out. So this is obviously by This is now by Sunday at 7 a.m. Not 1,002. Then to 993 already drops 9 millibars in just 6 hours, and then it continues now all the way into now the next day 7 a.m. on Monday. This could actually very well be a bomb cyclone here. So according to the GFS, we could be seeing a bomb cyclone nor'easter here across the East Coast. Especially the heavy snow will be kind of near the closer you are to the coast, actually potentially the heavier the snow will be, as that low pressure strengthens so much. So we'll have extremely heavy precipitation right on the coastal areas, especially that Cape Cod, Massachusetts, areas like Boston, like maybe even Portland and Maine, into areas like Nova Scotia. So there's this system right here, this second low pressure, of course, bringing that snow across the Midwest, and then we have that first kind of one right there across the Gulf Coast here. So as you get now to tomorrow, we will see that first low pressure bring in some snow there right to the northeastern Georgia, including me. There's that second system right here, so these will submerge by tomorrow night, and there you see by tomorrow night and to now Sunday morning, we will see a fully submerged snowstorm. There's that low pressure bringing extremely heavy snow across areas like Washington, D.C., Franklin, North Carolina, areas as well into Roanoke, Washington, D.C., Dover. So we have been seeing, this will be our third snowstorm for New York City in the past month. So we started off very, I guess, dry and boring, but now we're starting to see a very active eastern United States here and active Midwest. But between the past storms we've seen in the Northeast already, I mean, it's absolutely crazy what we'll be seeing here. Another storm from New York City that could drop another few inches of snow here. Who knows? Models are still quite inconsistent with it, even though it's going to happen this weekend. But there you see, even the European shows is potentially having blizzard conditions just off the coast here. At the low pressure will be very strong, 99.3 millibars here. Extremely heavy snow for New York City. Another big coastal event here. So this is a back-to-back nor'easter that will bring in the heaviest snow actually off the coast here. And there you see, I mean, we actually may see this get up to 976 millibars. And look how strong those winds are. We will definitely have blizzard conditions there in southern Nova Scotia. And maybe there's a chance for blizzard warnings for the tip coast of Maine. Definitely something to keep in mind. But let's go ahead and take a look at other detailed models. So this is a look now at the NAN 12 kilometer here. So this is what they have. This is the 18Z. So there you see that snowstorm in the next few hours here. By tomorrow around this time, we'll continue to see that snow there in Kansas City, Upper Oklahoma, and the kind of Ozark regions there, in the kind of 4 states like Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. And at this time, they will start to see that snow developing across areas like northern Alabama, northern Georgia, western North Carolina, and there you see this low pressure right here, another one right here. So it will connect by tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow maybe night. So gonna start seeing that extremely heavy snow by kind of Sunday morning here, early Sunday morning across the mid Atlantic, like DC, New York City, an absolute monster snowstorm here. Look at that. It's going to be an absolute mess for some people here. I mean, actually, move to the northeast real quick. You can kind of see how heavy that snow is going to be across areas like New York City, Long Island, coastal Connecticut, coastal New England, coastal Mid-Atlantic, like areas like Annapolis. It's going to be an absolute interesting storm here, and it's going to bring in some extremely heavy snow. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the snowfall totals here. So this is the snowfall totals for the 18Z GFS, and look, they have snow all the way, accumulated snow all from Atlanta to areas like Nova Scotia. And you can see the totals will be kind of a lot worse towards the coast here. So look at New York City. You guys may get 3 inches, but near Cape Cod, we may get near a foot, actually. We may actually get way more snow in Cape Cod than we get in areas like Worcester, which does not happen a lot. And not only are they getting more snow, they're getting a lot more snow than areas in the mountains. But look at Nova Scotia. May get a foot or more, the whole region there. But let's go ahead and just kind of zoom in. You can kind of see the southeast. Let me actually go towards the southeast. So you can see around maybe 1 to 3 inches according to the GFS from my area there. And look at that, possibly near a foot of snow across areas like Franklin, North Carolina, the Great Smoky Mountains. May get around 5 inches near Helen, Georgia. May get maybe 2 inches near Greenville, North Carolina. That will be on a good day though. Look at the northeast here. Look at Cape Cod. May get near over 11 inches of snow, and then just to the north near Boston, we may get 4, maybe 8 inches of snowfall. Fairly uncertain though. New York City may get 3 to 5 inches of snowfall. Same thing. Maybe Philadelphia may get 3 to 5 inches there. DC may get 1 to maybe 4 inches. Still very uncertain though. But let's go ahead and check out now the general United States here. And let's go ahead and check a look at what the CMC has to say. So this is a CMC outlook here, and they also show you absolute massive snowstorm, but a lot bigger and heavier totals more inland here, like DC, like Baltimore. I know those areas aren't too far inland, but still more inland than what the GFS has to say. So look at that, possibly near a foot of snow near Annapolis, Maryland. May get up to 7 to 9 inches according to the CMC for DC. May get up to around a half foot according to the CMC for Greensboro, North Carolina. A few inches there for Richmond, Roanoke, around more than a half a foot there. Dover may get a foot according to the CMC. I mean, New York City may get a foot according to the CMC. 9 to 10 inches, maybe a little bit more than that. So absolutely very interesting here. However, malls all agree that this will potentially be a maybe blizzard for areas like Cape Cod there. 13 inches there, maybe 13 inches for Newport. So this would be a very rare actual coastal event where the heaviest snow for the whole nor'easter will be actually on the coast, or not just the coast, but the far coast. I mean, like Cape Cod. I mean, we're talking an area that usually misses out a lot on nor'easters like this. Even Gale, they missed out a lot. It was very similar. Check out the southeast here. See what the CMC has to say to the southeast. They're getting maybe around an inch or so from my area there. A lot less. They actually are a lot less intense for the actual southeast here. But there you see, of course, could see a few inches there in the Ozarks. Maybe 3 to 5 inches for upper Arkansas. May get maybe an inch or so for St. Louis. Maybe 1 to 3 inches across Kansas. But there you see in central Nebraska, may get near a foot of snow. Very interesting here. Let's go ahead and check a look now at what the actual, let's check out the NAN 12 kilometer here, which is actually in a big storm here. Look at this big event the NAN 12 kilometer showing. They can tend to overreact, but looking very potential reasonable. Again, around a foot of snow across central Nebraska. Maybe 4 to 5 inches across areas like Fayetteville, Arkansas. Areas like Springfield may get around 2 to 4 inches there. Joplin may get around 4 inches of snowfall. Areas as well in the southeast may even get some snow according according to the NAM 12 kilometer, we may get some snow there in Atlanta. But look at that. Still, every single model tends to look right here near Cape Cod and Foxborough. But look, the NAM actually agreed with the CMC up to around near a foot for areas like the whole state of New Jersey, Long Island, the tri-state area, getting very similar totals to the CMC. Let's actually kind of compare these actually. So look at that. Let's just compare this. Look how very similar it is. I mean, except obviously the NAM is a little bit even more inland here, up to a foot near Philadelphia, up to maybe 5 to 8 inches for Richmond, according to the NAM 12 kilometer. Still getting around a foot for Nova Scotia. Still getting around a half foot or more across areas like the coastal Maine region. I mean, we're talking potentially a big coastal event. However, models still are not agreeing really too much on this. Let's go ahead and check now a look at what the WRF has, or not, the WRF has to say. Getting some snow there across like Georgia, around 3 inches there from my area there, up to maybe 8 inches across the higher Appalachians. But really, again, this only goes 48 hours out, but it's still bringing around near a foot or around half foot across Virginia. So looking at maybe another big storm according to the WRF as well. This is now looking at what we have for the European here. Again, the European tends to be the most accurate when it comes to actual snowstorms. So they get me around maybe 2 to 4 inches according to the European from my area. Atlanta may get an inch according to the European here. May get around an inch or 3 across Nashville according to the European. Look how it just continues to strengthen up to near half foot near southern New Jersey. May get half foot for upper Delaware, like Wilmington, Dover, maybe even half foot near Annapolis. Salisbury may get a trace or so. Richmond might actually get between 5. I mean, you guys are right on that snow rain line, basically. Greenville, North Carolina, or Greenville, South Carolina, may get around maybe an inch or 2. Areas like Asheville, around 3 inches there. There's higher elevations in the Appalachians. Really won't get too much more different than areas outside the mountains according to the European here. And then we actually go back and see what we have for the Northeast. So this is what the European has for the Northeast here, potentially up to 7 to 10 inches there across areas like far south, southern Massachusetts there, and those islands as well on the coast, maybe around 3 to 5 inches there for New Haven, up to maybe around 4 to 6 inches there for New York City. So still looking at a pretty significant system for New York City there, anywhere from 3 to 5 inches there near Philadelphia. Areas as well. How we really will miss out these areas again? We'll miss out again. Obviously, some of these areas didn't miss out too much on the past storm, but still, oops, I didn't mean to do that. And this is now a look again, another look at the GFS, of course, what they're showing here. So we already showed the GFS, but here's a better look. Around 2 inches near the Gainesville region there, up to maybe half foot or so near the Appalachians and the Great Smoky Mountains. And then you can kind of see they are not really showing as intense here. So there are big total differences, like DC, for example, CMC, WRF, and as well NAM. You guys are getting up to around near 8 inches or more near that region. But the GFS, which tends to overreact, they have overreacted the past few storms, gets it to maybe around 2 to 3 inches there. Last model we're looking at before we wrap up the video is the NAM 3 kilometer. Again, this model tends to overreact as well, but again, when it's kind of close, they can be very accurate actually. But getting around maybe a trace or so for St. Louis, actually more snow across the actual Ozark region there near Joplin, may get around 3 to 4 inches of snowfall. Fayetteville may get around 5 inches according to the Arkansas region there. Nashville may get around anywhere from 1 inch to maybe even 5 inches. Again, the NAM can still overreact. But look at this right here across the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast coast. Up to near a foot or more across areas like New York City. Again, Wilmington, more than a foot. DC, an additional half a foot of snow. Richmond, you guys are kind of out of the picture according to the NAM, not getting as far east. But I mean, Philadelphia may get up to 18 inches there according to the NAM. Again, still overreact. They have a history of it, but they also have a history of us thinking they're overreacting, but they're actually very accurate. Look at the whole state of Massachusetts, may get over half a foot again, though. Most malls are showing this main heavy snow kind of sticking in these areas here, so definitely got to watch out here. But I'll keep you guys updated, and if I get snow, it's not guaranteed. If I get snow, I will most likely make a video on the coverage of it. But hope you guys enjoy the video, and bye guys.